When we were watching that press conference with law enforcement today, one thing really I found alarming and glaring when they pointed out that the shooter with an AK-47 and a scope was 300 to 500 yards away from where the president was, and that there was a tree line, and that there was a fence, and he was firing through the fence, and he had 2 backpacks and a GoPro, which would indicate he probably wanted to videotape or memorialize what he was doing, which is scary too. We'll find out, I'm sure, more in the days to come. But this is my problem, and this goes back to Butler, PA. And if you remember earlier in the week, Connecticut Senator Blumenthal made the comment, when Americans find out what happened in Butler and the level of failure that took place there, and originally we're told that it was a sloped roof that made it impossible for the Secret Service to safely secure the area, and it turned out that it was not a sloped roof. And when we find 300 to 500 yards away from not only a former president, as they said, but a top presidential candidate, is unacceptable. And you have to secure the perimeter, because if anybody knows anything about shooting, you know that that is the equivalent pretty much of a layup, or if you're a golfer, that would be a 1-foot putt that you're not going to miss 99% of the time. And that in and of itself is a problem. And what they said was, well, he's not the current president. No, but he's a former president who just survived a recent assassination attempt, and he's the current presidential candidate for the Republican Party, and we have an election in 51 days, and we need answers. Why didn't they have either security cameras? Why didn't they have motion detectors? Why didn't they have somebody outside on the street where the shooter was located looking in on this? I do applaud the snipers that identified that there was somebody that had a gun and took their shots. We don't have all the details yet, but when those details become available, I think it'll be very revealing. But somebody in this position, this is a security failure again. And there's really no other way to put it. And I don't know why. I'm sure we'll get answers in the days to weeks to come. This interim report that Congress is going to put out, if it is as Senator Blumenthal, the Democrat from Connecticut, describes, as Americans will be appalled and shocked by what we learn in terms of the security failures in Butler, I can only imagine how people are going to react to what happened here. There are more questions than answers tonight.